I'm Abigail Edgecliffe-Johnson, and I'm the CEO of RaceYa. We trick kids into learning about STEM. Not really, but you guys all know that kids learn best when they learn through play, right? And numerous studies have shown that when kids have hands-on science engagement, they get much more excited, and that's hands-on, not screens on, right? Seriously, everything that I know about how the physical world works, I learned in Mr. Moody's 6th grade class, where we tested the hardness of quartz versus talc, and we dissected frogs and sometimes set stuff on fire a little. But we, excuse me, we also know, and this crowd in particular knows, the dismal stats on STEM education in America, right? They're stats that look a lot like this, right? US is 30th in math, 19th in science, and that's with spending 30% more than all those other countries on education. And while we're talking about spending, parents also know these stats, and so they are panic buying $800 million worth of STEM toys to try and give their kids an edge for when the robots take over. Again, I kid, but actually, Bain & Company has shown that businesses are poised to invest $8 trillion in automation technologies over the next 12 years. So that means that by the time your kids learn how to code, the robots are already coding themselves. But here's what we also know. As these automation technologies are spreading, employment and wage growth are concentrated in jobs with high social and analytical skills. Okay, great, what do we do about that, right? We go back to first principles. When we want to give kids those skills, we go back to those very first initial principles. What is the first question that every kid asks? Why? Why is the sky blue? Why does the cloud stay up? Why do my Cheerios roll off the table? That fundamental innate curiosity about how the world works, that is the key skill for the future. The guy who invented the iPad, he didn't have one. Da Vinci invented a helicopter, and that dude didn't even have light bulbs, okay? So our job is to nurture that creativity. Our job is to not lock kids inside impenetrable black boxes, but to give them the tools for creativity and exploration. And that's what we do at RaceYa. We are a platform for exploration and creativity masquerading as a race car. It starts with a robust, modular, programmable car. Is there a little gift that you can run for me? That is ready to run right out of the box. And that means that kids don't have to do a kind of hour of complicated building or tasks that feel like homework before they get to start exploring. But as they explore, let's see if that works, there we go. As they explore, they start to learn that, hey, wait, you can change the wheels and the gears and the shocks and the wheelbase. And oh wait, there's a power takeoff on the rear of the car that lets you use the rotational power of the motor to move and drive other crazy contraptions. And we inspire that creativity through a series of challenges that help kids learn physics and engineering. Now, I don't know a lot of kids who get dewy-eyed at the prospect of calculating a coefficient of friction. Maybe you do, and good for them. But what kid doesn't want to take their car and jump at Evel Knievel style over their toys, right? Or drag a pile of books across the classroom floor. Because what we've seen when we've taken RaceYa out into the community is kids are motivated to learn when they are trying to achieve a self-directed goal, right? So we use a sort of choose your own adventure style where we let kids choose what they want to do, and then we give them the tools to make that happen. We let them know that, hey, by the way, the wheels, that's friction. And the gears, that's torque. And there's potential energy in the springs, and there's kinetic energy all over the place, not to mention explorations of momentum, inertia, vectors, weight distribution, and a whole host of other learning opportunities that happen to be aligned with next-gen science standards. But we also take that learning from a physical offline experience into an online experience, because what RaceYa does is enable design and engineering much the same way that Scratch enables programming. Think of it like engineering training wheels, right? So you don't have to know how to do any of this stuff in order to learn and engage with RaceYa, because we have a series of content offerings online that show you additional engineering challenges as well as original STEM content, so you can learn to do new things like build your own 3D accessories to take your car to do more things. So the hardest part about 3D printing is not the printer, it's actually the 3D design, right? If anybody's ever tried to design for 3D, they know that's the tricky part. So we make it really easy for kids and educators to design things using sort of detailed step-by-step lessons that show you how to make pretty much anything you want for your car, including, you know, nifty things like unicorn wheels, because it's way more fun to be a unicorn. And then you can either print those accessories at home, so maybe you wanted a square wheel, or maybe you designed a windmill to go on that power takeoff on the rear of the car, right? So kids who have printers at home can print it at home or at school, but we also have partnered with the best 3D printing partners in the country to make it easy and fast for kids to have their prints shipped directly to them. And I talked a lot about all these physical, tangible things that the car can do, but kids today really do need to know how the physical and digital worlds intersect. So we're developing RaceYa Pro, which is a way of demystifying robotics for these kids. It gives them the opportunity to, initially it starts with an Arduino-based module that drops into the car and lets them do basic recipe programming like go straight, turn right, turn left. But then as they develop mastery of this, they can add sensors into the mix, which lets them turn their car into a raceable robot. So altogether, RaceYa is a car plus content offerings plus an endless, practically endless supply of upgrades and add-ons and accessories that make it really the fastest way to learn science and engineering. Oh, and I didn't mention that one of the nice things about sensors is you get to play with autonomous vehicles, which is just neat. But also we know this because we've taken these cars out into the community, and we've tested this at schools, science camps, at playgrounds with teachers. So kids are not just playing with RaceYa, they're actually learning from RaceYa. And we have a great content partner in the Institute of Play who helps us keep our educational philosophy grounded while we're helping kids reach for the moon. We've had a lot of great press. We were actually named one of the top tech toys for girls on Good Morning America, which was kind of awesome, because people just get it. We have an awesome team, but I need to wrap up, so I'm just going to say thank you very, very much. We are looking for people who want to help us amplify this message, so please come and see us downstairs in the demo room at 2 o'clock, or find us on RaceYa.com or on Twitter at RaceYa Toys. Thank you.